You're listening to the Social Selling Simplified podcast. Stick around if you too are obsessed with learning things that actually work and believe that success leaves clues. We're all about identifying results-producing roadmaps and getting super clear on how to scale and grow your online business. From part-timer to president, social selling expert Ashley Shaw will help you connect the dots and take the guesswork out of what works to grow a social selling empire. It's time to hear from social selling legends, listen in on truthful conversations, and learn the best tips and tricks to reduce the marketing overwhelm so you can build the social selling business of your dreams. If you're ready to go all in, no holding back, and build the business you've always wanted, you're in the right place. Here's your host, educator, social selling guru, and fitness industry OG, Ashley Shaw.
Welcome to Social Selling Simplified. I'm your host, Ashley Shaw, and we are going to get into something that is totally going to blow your mind. So if you have been in network marketing for a period of time, there is something usually that happens after maybe you start nailing your posts, you're starting to understand your ideal customer. And ultimately, you get to this place where you're like, okay, cool. This seems to be warming people up. I seem to be moving in the right direction. But you don't really know what you need to do to get your business really up and firing on all the cylinders. And what this can look like is perhaps a couple of different things. So I'm going to describe some of the symptoms you may be feeling to know that this episode is absolutely for you. So one of the first things is that you're pretty good at making people aware of you. Now, whether that is through maybe DMing people, maybe you do lots of stories, you use hashtags, you're starting to really learn how to find people out there. Maybe you're not like pro level here, but you find that you are attracting some new people that are putting eyes on you. The next thing that might be happening is that you have people engaging on your social media, and you're starting to find that your posts are getting pretty consistent. Like you're getting pretty good at writing and knowing what sort of pictures to put out there so that people start engaging. The next thing is you may even be pretty good at what we would call now subscribing. So meaning you know how to effectively collect an email and people are sort of happy to give up that information. You might have a freebie, you might have something like a menu plan. You might be doing something of that sort where you're giving them value and they're willing to give you their information. This might also look like a Facebook group where people are willing to give you their email. But what happens there is that it sort of stops. And some people eventually end up joining you, but you have this big question mark in your mind as to how that actually happens and how they move through the process. So we're going to be diving into exactly what you need to understand if you might be running out of leads, you're following these steps, but you're like, you have no idea how to get more leads and how to get in front of people. Or two, you know how to sort of get people, but you have no idea how to move them forward. And you find that you're constantly talking to people that just don't want to take any action. And you're not really sure how to get your offer, whatever it may be. If you are in the health and fitness world, if you're a health and fitness coach, maybe that is to get signed up as a challenger. Or if you're in another realm of network marketing, that could be a different sort of beginner core offer. So I want to really help break down what is called your ideal customer value journey. And this is something that I'm going to be super honest with you guys. Like, I didn't crack this nut until the last couple of months where we actually had to. So the thing about working online, and you kind of hear this in passing, if you haven't heard it yet, maybe this is your first time hearing it, but you'll often hear from people that you need a funnel, right? And so what that means in really, really simple terms is that you want to have something that makes people aware of you, introduces you to them, you build a relationship, and ultimately at some point down the road they decide to join you in whatever it is that you are selling and putting out there. So when this can start to happen on autopilot, just in the sense that you know the key tools and you have something that is automated in the background moving people through these steps, that is essentially a funnel. And when you have what you may hear called a converting funnel, this means that people move through the funnel and you end up with purchasers at the end of the funnel. So if you work with any Facebook ads manager, they usually don't want to work with you unless you have a converting funnel. Now, there's two reasons why this episode was so important for me to put out there. The first is that I know a ton of entrepreneurs that do not have a working funnel and they are using Facebook ads and they're burning dollar bills. Like that is just what they are doing because they don't know how to get a working funnel going. So if that is you, I am here to help break this down for you. The second thing that could be happening is you maybe had a working funnel at some point, but it stopped working. And this is a pretty, like, if you had a working funnel, then all of a sudden something broke down, it can be pretty painful. And this is something we've experienced in the last few months. And lots of people out there in network marketing experience where your Facebook page gets shut down or something happens where wherever you typically get leads, all of a sudden that point of entry is like cut off. This happened to us too way, way back in the day when, we did eBay and Etsy and all these different things for different products. And there was always a time that came that our account was shut down. And we need to be aware that diversification is really, really important. This is not new to this industry. This is not new to us that, at some point something may get shut down. I know close friends that their Instagram business accounts get shut down. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, you either have planned for this and you have an email list and you can still communicate with your people, or you have not done anything and you are scrambling. So, whatever situation that you are in, just know that the ideal customer value journey is a really, really important concept for you to understand. So, this idea and these concepts come from one of our favorite marketers. His name is Ryan Dice, and he's a co founder of digitalmarketer.com. So, I am a huge fan. As soon as I came across this, it solved so many questions in my mind about what you need to do to get your funnel working, step 1, or step 2, if you had a funnel and you're just not sure, your Facebook ads are like not performing, all those sorts of things. Those are all signs that your funnel is broken somewhere. So I want to review these steps and explain each one and their value. And so this is going to be really, really important for those that want to grow their business on something really solid in terms of some information that actually logically makes sense instead of just chance and hashtags and algorithms, because all that stuff is not, it's never been consistent and it's always changing. This formula here doesn't change. So that is the great part about this. So I want to liken this to a dating relationship. So if you have heard any of my relationship marketing examples before, this is going to sound really, really familiar. So the first stage in any relationship is someone lays eyes on you for the first time. You cannot go any further in a relationship unless that happens, right? In the dating world or when you are building an online business. And so in your online business, this happens when a stranger, they might see an ad, they find you in a search, they hear about you via referral. Maybe you get on the explore page. Like those things are I don't know, they're a bit woo when it comes to how all that works consistently. That's not something for us that we rely on. We are, at this point in time, we are more ad focused in terms of people being able to find us. But there are also organic ways for people to find you. And, some people do this through social and they will, you know, they'll find ways to get in front of more people. But really, when it comes down to what the pros do, pros use ads. And that is really how they can scale this side of their business super quick, is that they can get in front of more people all up front without just relying on organic. It's not to say organic can't work, but it takes more time. And you need to, you need to understand how people will find you in search and understanding keywords and SEO. And there's these key components that have to be in place. You also have to have a website if people are going to be able to search and find you. For the most part, they could find your social media profile, but it might be rare that somebody would go there actually seeking some sort of information. So awareness, and hey, you may be a network marketer that doesn't have your awareness nailed down. Totally fine. It's just important to recognize either you have an awareness strategy or you don't. So some awareness strategies might be Facebook ads, it might be YouTube or YouTube ads, it might be Google ads, it might be your website, or you might just be relying on a business page right now at this time. So that's stage one. After they become aware of you, you want to move them into what's called engage. So think of this when you think about dating, engage is really about having that first one on one conversation where you decide if you might actually want to go any further with this person. Like, could see yourself dating them, if you sort of see if they have any value to you, that sort of idea. This is no different when it comes to your prospects. Your prospect will possibly engage on your social media. They may watch one of your videos. They may read a blog post. They may watch your stories. They have to take some sort of action where they're actually engaging with you to tell you the relationship should move forward. So if you look at those two steps for a second, where sometimes network marketers or anyone trying to use Facebook ads, where people can falter here, is they immediately try to do a couple steps in one. They might try to serve ads to people that have no idea who they are. And it can be more expensive, right? If you are trying to, your end goal here is engagement on something, but someone's never heard of you, they may not take action, which causes your ad cost to go up. So it's just something to keep in mind with those stages. Next, from there, you move to subscribe. So this is where a prospect opts in to receive something from you, something of value. It could be a freebie, it could be a meal plan, it could be a free trial, like it could be a multitude of things, but this is taking the next step in the relationship. And what they say about the ideal customer value journey is that you don't want to skip more than two steps. So, for example, if you're running ads, you really wouldn't not a lot of industries or people can run ads to people that have never become aware of them or never engaged and run it to subscribe and get a super great result, like get a super low cost per lead. So usually you want to make people aware, you want to get them to engage with you, and then you want to serve them up that subscribe option to opt in. So after they opt in, you want to convert them. So what this means is that a prospect makes a small purchase or they schedule time with you. This is really important because what we usually do is we jump the gun here and we try to get people to buy from us right away. And we skip all these steps. So think about it this way. It's like in the dating world, this is like somebody that you like let's say, are just going out with, and they start trying to like make out with you right first thing. You're like, whoa, 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 way too fast here. So that is that same sort of relationship that can develop and can happen if you're not aware of these steps and thinking about how you can put them in place. So convert could be a super small purchase. Like usually it's $7 to $20. And then the other option would be that you schedule a like sort of like a little webinar or training, or it could be a one-on-one call perhaps, but you want them to take that step. And the goal here would be you wouldn't move forward in this journey unless they do that. And if they do not make that small purchase or they do not schedule a time, you would want, they call it the plumbing or your, this is like your email autoresponder. You would want something that pushes them back down to engage and you get them to subscribe again. Because if they're not going to pay $7 for something, they're probably not going to buy whatever it is your core offer is. So if you are in network marketing, this doesn't have to be something that your company sells. Like you can make up your own product here, and it could be your own freebie that you offer, or not a freebie, sorry, rather a cheat sheet or a meal planning guide, a video training. Like it can be anything that is, worth $7 to $20, and it should provide like some quick wins right away so that they start to build value and trust within you. Then from there, after they make that purchase or they schedule a time, whether it's with you or whether they register for a training, you then need to excite them. So this means that that ideal customer gets actual value from that initial transaction. This is really important that they get actual value, because if not, they're not going to spend any more money with you. And that is obviously, why you're doing this work in the first place. So you really need to make sure that they are excited. This can happen in a couple of ways. We like to do a bonus ideal customer training to help people get really, really excited about what they're going to get in their done for you posts. So it's not just, oh, here are your posts, go to it. It's like, let's help you get really, really clear on your ideal customer language so you can really start to tweak things for your ideal customer. And that's how we get them really, really pumped up, focused. It's free. And then we serve up the core offer after that. So you want to think about that. How are you going from convert to getting them really excited? Then you can present your core offer. So whatever that core offer may be, present it after you know that they're really excited. And then there is this step where the core offer is that is called your ascend ladder. So your ascend ladder, you have your core offer at the bottom. So let's say, it's a health and fitness product that you sell. That's at the bottom of your ladder. Then after someone does that, maybe the upsell is, oh, like become a coach or work with me one-on-one or something like that. And you would have, 2 or 3 rungs in the ladder. But before you make that next pitch, you want to excite them again. Maybe it's a video, maybe it's some training, and then push them up to the next ring. So that is what the ideal customer value journey looks like. Now, there are a couple of additional steps around advocate and promote, but I'm not going to get into those today. I want to keep this super, super simple. And now that you have the lay of the land, I'm also going to make sure that you guys get a handout on this as well so that you can print this and start thinking about this. So you can go to the show notes to get a copy of that handout, or you can go to ashleyshaw.ca/value journey worksheet. So from there, I want to talk about the key areas that you may be thinking, oh, like I don't have something set up for here. How do I know it's a problem, and what kind of things is this causing that could be problematic in my online business I'm building? So most likely what I see the most from coaches and network marketers that I work with is that awareness phase might not be in place. Like you might not be running ads, you might not have anything that is helping people to find you. And that might be the people want to start there, right? People want to start at aware, but you don't want to be producing a leaky bucket. So in actuality, you want to start in your ascend ladder and start at that bottom core offer. So that core offer, you want to think before I serve up my core offer, what am I sending people to get them excited? And this doesn't, you don't have to start out with an email automation where the emails are firing and, that's a pretty complex system. Like that's something that Bill and I work with people on in our private roadmap strategy, like talking about some of these things. But that's not something as a newer coach that you're probably going to have set up. But this could really be like you send them a link to a video before you present your core offer. Like it could be something like that when you're just getting started. So you need to excite them before you present their core offer, that core offer to them. Then if you think back a step, convert. This is usually something that I do not see coaches do where they have that super small purchase or they schedule a demo. Now, a demo as in it could be a free training. It could also be if your company offers a demo, like for example, I know Beachbody offers a 14-day trial. That's what you could put there, right? That they do a trial. So that's an option as well. And that would get them to make that little bit of commitment because they have to put in their credit card information there. And then they would get that experience and get actual value from there. So maybe that's what you decide to put in your convert stage, and how you excite them is you send them a video, could be a Zoom or a Loom or whatever, showing them how to get into the portal, what your favorite parts are, how to get the most out of their trial. Like that's pretty like badass, right? If you did something like that, then back it up to subscribe. This again, I mean, this could be they join your Facebook group and you get their email, but they have to join for like something that they actually want access to. Like it's got to be worthwhile for them. So this is 50-50. I see some people in the authentic marketing funnel membership, I know are doing this because we offer a free freebie, but there are other coaches out there that may not be doing this step. And that's an important one. Engage. I usually find coaches can get good at this, right? They get some done for you templates. They have a good idea of how to get people to engage in their posts, like they learn what people respond to. And then we get back to aware. And I feel like there's a gap there. People usually don't know how to invest in ads and they don't want to burn money. So they just do nothing and then they sit stagnant. So it really is advisable to get your funnel up and running before you start spending money on ads. And so there hopefully might be a lot of bells going off or aha moments out there like, oh yeah, I can totally see why I'm stuck at engage and I can't move people past that. And if you are a coach out there or a network marketer that's at engage, and then you're just engaging with people and serving them your core offer, like there's a reason why people aren't converting when you're doing that. You're moving too fast through the relationship. They're not getting excited. And if you think about it, core offer is really like proposing marriage. And it's like not even going out on your first date and proposing marriage, right? You got to get people really excited before you propose marriage. And before that, you got to get them to go on a date or two, a couple. There's got to be some in there first before you're even going to go down that road. Subscribe is really like giving someone your phone number and getting on a more personal level with them. So if this is something that you are struggling with, this is an area that we can actually help you. So Bill and I have started offering a private road mapping strategy. And we have had so much freaking fun doing these strategy sessions that I just want to scream it from the rooftops because we are very different. So I am very messaging, creative, able to come up with like, this is the freebie you should be doing and connecting those dots. Whereas Bill is very analytical, he is data driven, and he knows how to get the right data in place to make sure you can tell if your funnel is working, and he's able to explain that side of it. So in these strategy sessions, we sit down with you, we help you get all these pieces in place. We'll talk you through the core offer, back out to excite, back out to convert, subscribe, engage, aware. Because if you don't have those offers right, like it's not enough to just know these steps. You have to have the right offer in the right order. And we have a scorecard that we have started using to really understand where is the breakdown. Because if you don't understand where the breakdown is, this is where people just get frustrated. They have no numbers to go based off of. They go based off of emotion, and they're just like, oh, the business isn't working. It's not growing. But they have no numbers to compare it to. It would really be like if you were trying to, let's say, lose or gain weight. You didn't want to weigh yourself, or you didn't have a scale, let's say, and you didn't want to keep a food journal. And you have this person that's like Groundhog Day over and over and over again. They don't know why they're not getting results. Well, my friends, this is the solution. The customer value journey, the ideal customer value journey is your solution. So make sure that you check out the show notes to download a copy of this bad boy. I'm going to include the one that is from digital marketer Ryan Dice. He created this. He is the genius behind this. And we'll also include a link to our strategy session here in the show notes. For those of you guys that are super interested in really being able to nail this, we would love to help you get crystal clear on exactly what you need to do in each of these steps. So it's something we love helping network marketers, coaches, entrepreneurs with. It's definitely been a really interesting and just an extremely eye-opening experience diving into this and really straightening this out in our business, and something that I think every online business owner, if you want to scale to 6 or 7 figures, this is it. So thank you guys so much for listening today. Super pumped for you to have this information, have this empowering tool that is going to get you to exactly where you want to go in your business. So thank you for taking the time for yourself today, and we will see you next time on Social Selling Simplified. Thanks for taking the time to level up today. If you're ready to commit to personal and professional growth, move forward, make money, and grow your health and fitness business, head to my free community on Facebook, Business Bootcamp for Fitness Coaches, so I can support you every step along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you right back here next week on Social Selling Simplified.